but I am now 100 years old, last August the 27th. I was born in the house that was used as the hospital for the wounded in the Battle of Wise's Fork in the Civil War. My grandfather was in the Civil War and bought the farm right next to where the battle was. In 1932, I went in the building supply business with this man that was just opening the building supply. He and the colonel were both in the Army in the First World War. And he waded through France and Germany. But he told me, he said, I'm not going back in the Army and wade through France and Germany again. He said, I'm going to join the Navy and see the world. Don't you want to go with me? I said, yeah. Of course, 2 weeks after I got in, I wondered why I said yes. I found out later I got in the Seabees. We went to Norfolk. Of course, knew nothing about Seabees. There wasn't any Seabees at this time. He heard about the Admiral Ben Morrell was starting something called the Construction Battalion. So he went, the band that I worked for went to see him. And that's how we got this Seabees, which was not Seabees at the beginning. Our battalion was called 1st United States Naval Construction Battalion. Base Roses was where we were going, and nobody knew where Base Roses was. We all came back to Camp Allen and was formed in the 1st Seabee Battalion, and I think the date was 15th of March. We got on the train on Friday, went down, they had no place for us. Nobody knew what the 1st United States Naval Construction Battalion was. Everywhere we went, nobody knew nothing about it, which they wouldn't. Nobody but Norfolk knew about them. May the 4th, at 1 o'clock, we dropped anchor on the New Hebrides Islands. The officers had got together aboard ship. They had maps of that island, and they had assigned everything where it was going. We were to go 2 miles up from the dock, 17 storekeepers. And then there was a group was going to start setting up Quonset huts right off from where the ship was anchored. There was groups assigned to start building roads. And everything was set up perfectly for that island. And they even had the place picked out before they got there where they were going to put the bomber strip. We went up 400 miles and built a fighter strip for the fighters to join the bombers as they went to Guadalcanal, because at that time they didn't have a 1,000 miles range. I was in a unit that they was just like living civilian life. Everybody worked. If we were filling sandbags, the officers were right there filling sandbags with us. And he told them they were going to work. And most of our officers were really 15-day wonders. They'd only had their commission 15 days when we went overseas. We had no combat. Thank the Lord for that. Stayed there 23 months. They lost us because the front moved so fast they forgot us. The only watch I stood was one night on the 50 caliber anti-aircraft. And that was from 2 until 4 o'clock was my watch. And evidently I got sleepy, so I sat down and leaned back against them sandbags. When I knew anything, I felt breath on my neck. And the only thing I could think of was the Japanese trying to find how to cut my throat. So how should I reach up and get him, this way or this way? And about the time I decided, old Cal said, My life and my family and my wife. I've been thankful for them, my children. I couldn't have been in a better unit than I was in. I met some really good people in the Navy. I have no regrets for going. I was glad I was able to be there. I was just glad I was able to do something. Because I was in a good unit.